Hello, this is Dr. Alexiades from Hospital for Special Surgery, presenting a video on anterior total hip arthroplasty on a standard OR table. Patient history: this is a 73-year-old male with history of right hip pain, increasing over the past year. He uses a cane for mobility, impairing his ability to work, and has a good deal of night pain, and anti-inflammatories and therapy have become ineffective. He has since seen two other orthopedic surgeons who have recommended hip replacement surgery, and at this point he's ready to proceed with the surgical procedure. Pertinent past medical history is as seen, nothing that would be contraindication for hip arthroplasty, and this is his exam, BMI of 31, and significant findings. His radiographs show narrowing of the right hip joint with a cam profile, and the surgical plan was a hip arthroplasty and a dual mobility articulation because of a stiff spine. This is our surgical approach. Tensor fascia lata gets incised and then elevated and bluntly split along the medial side of the tensor to the deep fascia. Then using a cautery, what we do is very slowly open up the deep fascia, identifying the circumflex vessels, which you'll be seeing shortly. And once they're identified, we cauterize those with the electrocautery and either a clamp. On a rare occasion, we need to tie them off if they're sizable. These vessels are very often calcified and need extensive cauterization to ensure that they don't bleed as we cut through them. Once we cut through them, there's the deep investing fascia, which we incise also with the cautery, and this exposes the deep pericapsular fat. And then our retractors, our superlateral retractor on the left, and then we put another blunt retractor along the inferior medial side, and then a medial retractor underneath the rectus and iliocapsularis, and we put in a C retractor exposing the capsule. We do a capsulotomy. In this case, I do an inverted L-shaped capsulotomy. The head is towards your left, the foot is towards your right. The vastus is over where the sucker tip is, and we use the cautery to open this up. Once it's opened up and freed up, this exposes the underlying femoral neck and head, and once this is adequately elevated and released, it is tagged with a suture. I also will put a little cut into the superior capsule for placing a retractor underneath the capsule. Here's our tag suture going into the tip of the capsule. And this is used to pull the capsule back at various points of the procedure for exposure. We then bring the C-arm before we make any cuts. The C-arm is to get a AP of the hip that also includes the pubic symphysis, and this is to allow the vellus system to get adequate points for our templating. The vellus system is a radiograph-only vent navigation system that allows us to then template what the size of the femoral component is, acetabular component positioning, and then trying to recreate that with our components for what is the natural size and shape of the person's hip, and using the pubic ramus helps us navigate this adequately and accurately. And this is our plan to recreate, and the plan is to finish it off with that type of implant. We then go on and make our femoral neck cut. This is our initial cut, which is our most distal one. This I then follow with a second, more proximal cut, what I call the napkin ring, and then remove the napkin ring utilizing a threaded Steinmann pin, or you can use almost any type of pin for removal. This is then followed by removal of the femoral head after the napkin ring is removed. Here's the napkin ring coming out. This frees up the femoral head to come out more easily, and it's the way I prefer to do it. Others will do it all in one shot. Again, using the Steinmann pin for head removal. This is the femoral head on the side table. We use it to get the approximate size of our reamer, typically wanting to ream one size below the planned acetabulum. This is the offset reamer that I utilize, and I ream the socket from the rim medial and ream till I get a good circumferential fit and a good solid ream, and then use C-arm to verify the position of the reamer and that I've adequately reamed both medially as well as in the superior direction as well. Once this is done, we use the VELA system to ensure that we've adequately positioned it where we had planned preoperatively. And this will give us our plan for our cup position later on in the procedure. And this is the back table where the cup is being brought out. This is a dual mobility cup called the Bimentum. It's a single piece cup. This patient had a stiff spine, and I use dual mobilities routinely in patients with stiff spines. We clamp onto the shell and then use this curved inserter to insert the cup. Once I position it, I'll use the impactor to medialize, followed by the impaction on the axial handle to seat the cup. Once it's seated, again, we'll use the VELUS to check our component position and see if we're doing what we want to do in terms of how vertical it is and how anteverted it is. If I'm not quite happy with that, I will readjust the position of the cup before the final impaction. This often includes palpating the anterior acetabular rim to ensure that we don't have any overhang of the acetabular component. And here I am palpating to ensure that we don't have any overhang. And indeed, in this case, we decreased anteversion by 2 degrees to bring it right to the rim, again, without overhang, with appropriate inclination. The impactor then gets removed once it's fully impacted in, and there's the cup fully seated. We go on to the femur, where we use a OmniTrack type device. We hyperextend the leg, and the hook is simply to give some additional elevation if necessary, which I rarely do need to do when appropriate releases are done. That's the gripper used to hold the medial retractor, which goes along the anterior inferior neck and helps retract the femur laterally, followed by a retractor over the greater trochanter to expose our femoral neck cut and the superior capsule, which we're now starting to elevate. That was a little bit of synovium that was removed, and there's the white capsule present, and we're going to elevate that off the superior posterior neck using the electrocautery. Once this capsule has been released, the femur will usually elevate. In some cases, you need to do some additional release of the conjoint tendon to get appropriate elevation of the femur. And in some very rare cases, some additional releases posteriorly are necessary. Once adequately released, we get ready to prepare the femur. This is the surgical technician putting sutures on the femoral head trials. I use that in case the head pops off while in the patient's hip and ends up going up into the pelvis, which is rare. I use a box osteotome. Again, head is towards the upper left, foot is down to the lower right. This box osteotome is to carve out the lateral part of the femoral neck cut. I will very often take out a good chunk of the cancellous bone, but then also use an either curette or rongeur to remove that additional shelf that's there laterally. Once this is done, then you can use a canal finder, whether it's a straight, curved, or curved curette is surgeon's choice. This is a Z-shaped rat tail that finds the canal. And then we use the concise impactor. This is so that the surgeon doesn't get overuse injuries by having to hammer multiple times, usually more than 100 times in a total hip case. The concise does the impaction as well as disimpaction of the broaches. We start typically with a small broach and then move up in size very quickly to the designated size that we had templated and see what the stability of the broach is once it is fully seated. The interesting thing about the concise is it backs off on how hard it impacts as the broach starts to fully seat. Once it's fully seated, we remove the concise adapter and impactor, apply the trial neck. This is then followed by placement of the trial head that we had planned for, plus the dual mobility liner on top of that. I used the tag suture on the capsule to pull the anterior capsule anteriorly. This allows for the head to slide down and into the cup relatively easily. Once this is done, we bring the C-arm in, and what we're going to do is do another check on the vellus system to see if we achieved the offset and length that we had planned for in our preoperative planning, and to see how much, if any, we've lengthened the leg and increased or decreased offset. So once this is done with the trial, then we can go ahead and implant the actual implants with confidence, knowing that we're re-achieving our normal leg length and offset that we planned for preoperatively. Here's the actual implant being put in. The Actus implant has a collar. We use the concise to impact it in. Again, it backs off once it gets fully seated, but it allows a fully seating of the implant down to the femoral neck cut that we had cut and or planed earlier. This is the dual mobility head being assembled, where we assemble the ceramic head within the dual mobility construct. That then gets impacted onto the femoral neck of the implant, again using the concise with its head impactor to ensure adequate seating of the head. The hip is then reduced, again using that anterior capsule as a sling to allow it to slide down and into the cup with some traction and internal rotation. Once it's fully seated, we check leg length clinically, which is a nice thing to do when doing this off the table. Then we also check our component position and sizing to ensure that we did not inadvertently fracture when seating and to ensure that we fully seated. Once that is done, we irrigate and then close. This is the capsular closure, superior lateral capsule to the anterior capsule, and then the anterior capsule down to the intertrochanteric line. I use a plastic surgical closure with dissolving suture, followed by Prineo tape and super glue from the Prineo system. This is followed by a Mepilex dressing, which is an absorbent bacteriostatic dressing that we can apply. It's waterproof and stays on for a week to allow for showering. Here's a postoperative x-ray with positioning, and quite happy with the result. Thank you.